All right.
Today is the day.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the day. Okay, it looks like we are live.
Woohoo!
Hello, everybody in Facebook land. I
Hello,
am
hello.
tag you and see if I can share it over in the groups. So, hey, everybody in Facebook land, we are just making sure that folks in the various groups can see us, and we will get started in just a minute, but I hope everybody had a great day. Okay. I hope everybody had a great day. We are going to be starting shortly. We are just letting some of our friends know that we are live. And tonight, guys, we got a special guest who's going to talk to us about her journey as well as how we can look better in cyberspace. Just 1 minute. If I could spell, it would help.
Well, sometimes I spell things and then it autocorrects incorrectly.
Right, right. I sent somebody something and it auto-corrected and it said, "Hi, Dad." It was not my dad. So, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the um, online Facebook Live presentation. You're going to see this everywhere in the feed for Angela Heath, for Eva Menon, and also in the Baby Boomers Make Money Facebook group and Public Speaking in Cyberspace. If you have not figured this out yet, my name is Angela Heath. I am with TKC Incorporated, and I am also the Dean of the Virtual Speaking Academy. So what we do is help people 45 plus spotlight, showcase their genius as self-employed people. So we help you make that transition into self-employment. And with the Virtual Speaking Academy, we help you look good, sound good, and speak well in the virtual environment. So tonight, guys, we're doing a combination. We've got a guest with us who could be in both of those Facebook groups because she is a mature young person who is in business, and she is also an expert speaker. And she can also tell us how we can look good in front of the camera. I mean, so we're getting all three in one. So everybody help me welcome Eva Menon to the stage. Yay!
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you, Angela. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's wonderful to get a chance to talk with you and hopefully answer some questions and have a little fun, have a little girl time. I think it's really important to have time for ourselves as women and girls and men. We all need to have some time for ourselves and make sure that we do some self-care. And for me, this is part of self-care.
Right, all right. So let me tell you about Eva because she's not going to brag on herself, so I can brag on her. Anyway, one of her passions is to help people look and feel their very best. Because she believes when you feel good and you look good, your self-esteem is going to get a boost, and then you perform better and you have a life with a ton of improvements. So she is, now a makeup and skincare artist, and she has a passion for this. The thing that I really love about Eva is that she specializes in helping mature faces look their very best. She used to be a nurse for over 35 years, and so she made that pivot into doing something different, something that she loves and something that she's passionate about. In addition, she is a distinguished Toastmaster. That's the highest level you can get in Toastmaster. And when I first met her, I didn't know she was a Toastmaster, and she was just talking. And I was like mesmerized. And I said, wow, you speak so beautifully. I'm just sitting there because I love good orators. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out a little bit about her. So tell us.
Hello.
Tell us. How did you get started in what you're doing now? And tell us what you're doing and how you got started in it.
Okay, so right now I work with men and women, mostly women, over 40, with helping them with skincare and makeup. Now, I work with a company called Lime Life by Al Cohn, and they are, it's a professional makeup company and all natural skincare. So I was a nurse for, as you said, many, many years. I worked in critical care and ER and hospice and home care. And all of those places, I'd never realized how stressful it can be. Because you know what? You make a mistake there, somebody dies.
Right.
Okay. That's and I didn't really realize that. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't realize the stress of it until I decided to retire. And when I retired, I said, I don't want to do anything else that's good, that's that stressful, that causes me to always be on my toes. And I have a lot of skin issues. I have eczema, I have rosacea, and I was looking for makeup and couldn't find any. And my friend said, why don't you try this? I'm like, Mary Kay, it's all stupid. I don't believe in these things. I don't like them. One foundation is as good as the next. I can't see a difference, blah, 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 blah. She goes, okay, if you want, you can try it. So I did. And I have a problem where my skin after using a product starts to feel very raw, basically. And so I tried the product. It worked great. My skin felt good. My makeup looked great. And I thought, by the evening, I looked in the mirror and my makeup still looked great. I was like, wow, that's impressive. And it continued. I then told somebody that I wanted to, I put it on Facebook. I love this makeup. It feels good, blah, blah, blah. And my friend messaged me back and said, I want to try it. Well, she was actually dying of cancer. And when I went over and tried this makeup on her, she said it felt good on her skin. But when I did the makeup, she looked in the mirror and she said, oh my God, I look normal. I'm beautiful again. And that was shocking to me. Go fast forward a few days. She said to me as she was dying, Eva, you need to do this. You need to help people feel like they are still in their prime. And so that's why I do this, because it makes people feel great. And so I do it to help men and women look and feel their absolute best. And it's fun.
That is good. Now that's good. And that, that story of you working with your friend, that is just very heartwarming. And I think a lot of people who are going through any kind of illness, sometimes you forget about your appearance altogether because you might be dealing with pain or you're just dealing with something that's taking all of your attention away. And then when you start to think about, like I can remember when I had my son, it was seemed like it was just, a few hours, but I would look up and I had not had a shower and I still had on the same clothes. It was 9 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I haven't even freshened up today.
Yep.
So if people are suffering, then they may not think about their appearance. So that's a powerful, powerful, powerful story.
Thank you.
So how long ago was that?
That was 4
you
years
got
ago. That was 4 years ago. And since then, with our company and with other places, I've taken courses. I've always known a lot about skin because I'm a nurse, and that was something that I always thought was really important. I did a lot of work with women and self-esteem way before this, because I just feel like we do not give each other and ourselves enough credit. It is constantly, we are never enough. You are not thin enough, you're not tall enough, you're not rich enough, you're not poor enough, you don't have enough hair, you've got too much boob, you've got too much butt, you've got
right.
this constant.
We're always finding about ourselves, we're always finding out the negative, but then we look at the next person and we say, oh, she's fabulous, she's, this, she's that. And I'm saying the word she because I only know the female experience. I don't know if men do the same thing, but I know women are constantly putting themselves down, and then they look at other people and they can see all of their wonderful attributes, and they don't even realize that they're sometimes looking in the mirror.
Most of the time. I was in California this past month, and I have a brand new granddaughter, gorgeous little girl. And I'm looking at this beautiful newborn, and we look at them and they are spectacular. Now, if you look at them, the reality is they're kind of ugly. Their heads deformed, they're wrinkly, they've got hair on their face, they've got this, they've got that. And yet we look at them and all we see is the beauty and the miracle in this child. Why can't we see the miracle in us? So when does that absolute beauty and awe of the miracle of life and the miracle of each and every one of us, when do we stop that? Is it when they're 5? Is it when they're 6? Is it when they're 6 months? Or is it when they're 50? But the reality is each one of us is an absolute miracle. And we need to remind ourselves of that and give ourselves grace, because you're not going to look your best every day, and that's okay. But you're always enough.
So tell me, Eva, like, you target women who are 40-ish and up. Why that age group for what you do?
For 2 reasons. Number one, when you're a teenager and you're a lot younger, you love a lot more of the glam and the glitz and the sparkly and colors and all of that. And you don't really realize the importance of skincare and taking care of your skin. When you turn 40 and above, I'm only 29. Okay, my son's 40, but I'm 29 and holding for many, many decades. So when we turn around 40, we realize that we really need to take care of this skin, because this is all we have. And not only this, but this, all of it. We need to take care of our hands. We need to make sure we don't have dry hands and dry feet, because when your skin breaks, your skin is your largest organ, and that's how we protect ourselves. Whenever there's a break, even a minor break in your skin, it's a place for infections to get in. It's like your shields are down, Thinking of.
So you look at it, and by the way, hi, Carolyn.
Hello, Carolyn. How wonderful to see you.
Hello. I had a little trouble getting in.
It's okay.
Aw.
So
Well,
we're
glad
just
you're here.
speaking to Eva, the fabulous Eva, who was a nurse for 35 years, and then she switched over to becoming a skincare and makeup expert. So she targets
Oh, okay.
women, people 40 plus.
Mhm.
And this is what I want to know. So you mentioned the fact that you retired, and so this
Yes.
is like a second career for you.
Correct.
Tell me about some of the challenges that you faced as you know, began to deal with this.
So for me, this is actually more of a game. I did this because I love the products. I love working with women, and this feeds my soul. The challenges can be, first of all, it is a network marketing company. And so in many places, network marketing is not considered a real business. In many places, people say, oh my God, are you just calling for this? Are you that? And we have all these tapes playing in our own heads. And so what I find is more the things that I tell myself that are not true. It's in my own head, but it causes me to stop and think, and do I want that kind of a back and forth? I've gotten over that after 4 years. But it's still there to some extent in different ways. It's also, you're starting anew, you're doing something very different. So the fear is always there, no matter what you're doing. The good part is, you know what? It only cost me $169 and I ended up with a good makeup. What's the worst that could happen is how I looked at it. What's the best that could happen is that I am making a difference in so many women's lives. It changes people's lives. The entire process of self-care, the process of working in a business, the process of having really focusing on somebody else instead of yourself. So I think the hardest thing for me was to get out of my own way and realize I'm here to do a service. That was the hardest thing.
That's cool. So let's give some. I want to make sure we get two things out of this
Okay.
conversation.
Okay.
One is I want you to give us some tips.
Okay.
A lot of baby boomers, people, they're not really baby boomers, they're Xers too, but a lot of people 45, 40-ish or something are being laid off. And many of
Yes.
them will be laid off. They don't know they don't have a job yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what tips can you give us for folks who may be facing, I can't find another job, or this is the time that I want to really explore this self-employment thing? What tips can you provide us with?
So there's three things. Number one, working for yourself is a blessing, a joy, and a curse. Because I can't fire myself. I mean, I can, but I'm the only one responsible for how I choose to act, how I choose to do my job, whether I get up and start working, whether I get up and go play, it's all on me. So you need to be motivated. You need to want to make a difference. You need to want to do this work, whether it's makeup and skincare or whatever else that you're doing when you're working for yourself. You know that yourself. Who's going to tell you what to do? You don't have a job. You don't have a boss. Okay. But if you don't do it, it doesn't get done. You're not going to get yelled at, but you're also not going to get paid. So
it's the curse of being your own boss. I mean, people think, I hear people say, oh, I just want to be my own boss. I don't want to report to the man. And so
Right.
then they become their own boss, and they don't realize that there is a responsibility. Like you mentioned something very simple. Get up in the morning.
Get up in the morning.
Get up.
Get dressed. Put your makeup on. Do the things that is going to cause you to go forward, and take the time to learn. I think that's what's most important. I think if you're getting into your own business, one of the greatest challenges is that you have to become educated in whatever you're doing, but even more than that, you have to be educated in the best human that you can be. Because you're not going to be a good salesperson, a good mom, a good teacher, a good lawyer, a good doctor, unless you're a really good human first. You got to be the human
That's
first.
good, Eva. That's good. Yeah, a lot of times people don't think about that,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what business really is about, and sometimes it's, you have to learn this and you have to live it, but it really is about the customer.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the customer and it's not about you. And my example of that is like when COVID hit, I started helping solopreneurs and businesses and ministries kind of take their offerings in the digital environment and helping people produce, conferences online and training salespeople online. And I didn't do that for gain. I
Mm-hmm.
did it because I saw a need. I knew I had the answer and I wanted these people to be successful. And because I did that, I was amazed. They started singing my praises all over the place. And the next thing you know, all of these people are actually literally coming to me saying, help me. So it was about the customer. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really about the product, and it wasn't about me.
No, it is about the customer. But it's still, remember, you're the one that got up and got going and started doing that. You decided to help people to make a difference. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be motivated. For, like in my business, I am looking for men and women who want to run their own businesses. And it is a network marketing business. But this is what's important. I hate it when people say, oh, just do it in your spare time. Do you know any human that has a spare time? Okay. I don't know anybody. You can do it on your own time, but you've got to dedicate time to it, whether it's an hour or 20 minutes or 3 hours or 10 hours. You have to dedicate time. The good part of having a business like a network marketing business, which is very different than having your own business, is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You've got a company that will do all of the products. I've got magazines, and it's got my name on it. I've got magazines that look professional. I have brochures. I have someone I can call. I don't have to buy the product. All I do is ask what you need. I help you with your skin, decide what colors and all of that, and then we order it from Limelife. They ship it, they send it, you pay them. So you can do this with very little investment of money, but it takes a lot of investment of time and desire to grow. And you've got to get out of your own way. But it is, I'll tell you, it's the best. It's one of the things that you can do that you've got so many people behind you helping you. Because if I succeed, the people that brought me in succeed all the way up and down the line. So they have an incentive to help me succeed. I have an incentive to help people that I bring in succeed. And so we are very collaborative. And at least in this company, we're very collaborative and we help a lot to make sure everybody gets to where they need to be. So that, I think, is the benefit of network marketing. The negative, you have to work. You've got to call people. You've got to, it's still working. It's just a different kind of working.
Okay, that's good. Carolyn, do you have any questions of Eva? I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit and start talking about beauty for a few minutes. Do you have any questions? I don't see any
No,
questions
I'd like
on
to hear about
Facebook.
that. I'd like to hear
Okay.
about the beauty.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So I'm going to actually start with Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do, Eva, because right now everybody is meeting online. And I actually saw a television newscast where they got a name for it. I forget the name of it, but there's a name for people who don't want to show their video because they think they don't look pretty enough. Some of it has to do with, I got a zit on my face, I got some dark spots under my eyes. So when we're on Zoom, tell me, I think you said there's like 3 things we need to really pay attention to when we're on Zoom. Can you just share that with us?
All right. So first of all, before we do anything with the face, let's start with Zoom. You got to make sure that when you are talking to Zoom, your eyes should be where the camera is. Okay. So my camera, my computer is actually raised. If I had my camera right here, do you see how you're looking up my nose? Just is not very attractive. So you want to make sure that the camera is a little bit far away from you, that you've got light on your face. Okay. Best lighting would be in front of a window, but you can put, and don't spend a huge amount of money. People say, oh my God, it's too expensive. I don't have the money for lighting. Okay. $9.99, you can go to Walmart and get a simple light bulb, and that will work just fine to make sure you have lighting on your face. So that's really important. The other thing is, people, we tend to look at your face. Now, when I look at your face and you look at me, I'm looking down. But now when I look at the camera, you think I'm looking in your eyes. So here is a trick that someone taught me that I thought was ridiculous, and it's the biggest trick that I saw. Do you see that little smiley face? Yeah. I have one of those. I take a hole, I make a hole, only needs to be the hole. I use a hole punch and paste it on my camera, because now I know that's where I have to look. Sounds silly. I know I have to look at the camera, but when this is not on there, the tendency is to look at the person. Okay. Right. Because we feel bad not looking at the person, but you're actually looking in their eye when you look at the camera. Okay. So those are just a couple of things that you want to think about. If you have light behind you, and now your light, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Carol.
Your light is behind you. And so I can't see your beautiful face. And so, which is fine in this kind of a situation, but if you're trying to make a point, if you're trying to sell a product, if you're trying to get people to do something, they need to see your face. They need to see that you've got an honest face. Okay, so that's really important. It makes people feel much more connected. So that's about lighting, this kind of lighting. And having a screen like I have makes a difference, because there's not a huge amount. For some people, if there's a lot of stuff behind you, it causes a commotion. It causes issues. I have a lot of stuff all over. It doesn't bother me, but it does make a difference. It makes it look a little bit more professional. So those are just a few things about Zoom. Now about you personally, okay? We don't need to do a huge amount of makeup when you're on Zoom, because our cameras are not fantastic and pick up every single thing. Like if you've got a zit or the may or may not pick that up. What it will pick up is if you have red eyes, that will be picked up. So using something like Visine, some kind of eye drops to get the red out if your eyes are really, really red. And sometimes if you haven't had enough sleep and you wake up and your eyes are red, but not your whole eyes, but right in here, you know, the waterline is red. There is a trick that you can use an eyeliner that is skin color, and that will open up your eyes and make them look much brighter. Okay. That's just a tip because it will make a difference if your eyes are red. Okay, that the camera will pick up. The other thing that so that's number one.
Can I say something? Okay, so I have glasses on.
Yes.
And my big thing was making sure that the glare, you know, doesn't cover my eyes. But actually, I use these glasses to my advantage because you can't see my eyes as clear. So sometimes when I need to look down, it doesn't look as like I'm asleep because my glasses are kind of hiding that a little bit.
Hiding it. And yes. And so for me, one of the problems that I haven't been able to get out is see how you see the lights on my glasses. I haven't been able, you need different kind of lighting and I just couldn't figure out, I couldn't do it in this where I have it set up. So that's something that I'm dealing with. But when you have glasses, it still does show if it's red. Now you have tinted glasses, so that may take part of that away. Okay, so now our eyes are good. We've got glasses. Now, you don't have to put on a huge amount of makeup. The three things that are most important, okay? Number one, whether you have glasses or not, your eyebrows absolutely frame your face. And as we get older, we lose our eyebrows, we lose the color, and we lose the hair. So whether you have glasses or not, fix your eyebrows. Make sure your eyebrows are groomed. Make sure if you need to, make it a little bit darker, but not too dark. It should be one shade lighter than your own brows, because when you put it on, it will still look darker. Okay, so you don't want it really, really dark. Okay, so that's number one is your eyebrows. A really bright color lip, because that people will be able to see and it gives your lip dimension. Now, one thing that I was going to do, and I'll get it in a second, but so all I have is one, actually I have two colors of my lips, but if I add a little bit of gloss in the middle, you'll see my lips look a little more puckered. So again, that's a trick. But lipstick, you want to make sure that your lipstick is always on. I would not use this much blush if I'm not on Zoom. Zoom washes you out. So use a little bit extra. And people are wondering, you know, what color. We want to make sure that your blush and your lipstick are the same tone. Doesn't have to be the same color, but it's got to be the same tone. So you can't have pink lips and orange, because that will really show up on camera, and it shows up more on camera. Looks awful in human life too, but it does show more on camera. And then the other thing is mascara for your eyes. So those are the three things that are most visible. The other thing, if you noticed, I have a little bit of highlight on here. And that because when everything kind of, when the light falls, you're going to see when the light falls, you're going to see a little bit more of my color. Okay, it just brightens it up. Okay, so that's basically, those are the quickest things that you can do to make a difference on Zoom.
Fabulous. Fabulous. That's great, you know. And the whole thing about lighting is so critically important. I mean, I'm glad you started there because you know, I use a lot of virtual backgrounds for promotional purposes. And one of the things I know, like at night, my virtual backgrounds actually look better than during the day because I have a window and I don't have any black up to the window.
Right.
You know, to block out that light so that I would have like that one directional light. And when that light comes in from the side, it just screws up my virtual backgrounds. So lighting is really very important. And that's why a lot of people who have studios, they don't have any light in there other than the light that they can control.
Right.
And that does a lot, the shade of the light. But the first rule is to not have the light behind you.
Exactly. Always have light in front.
Always in front. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Eva.
You're welcome.
If there are any questions, guys, if you have any questions,
and
put it on chat.
I do consult with people and I don't charge for it. I do consult, like if you are looking for skincare or you've got a specific problem, I can consult with you, and I do what's called a makeup bag makeover. I look at your makeup virtually, obviously, and some people have eyeshadows from the 1980s, literally. Okay, I'm like, she said, what can I do with this? I said, trash it. Okay, trash it. But let's say you've got some makeup that you like, but you really don't know how to use it. I can help you with that. I can also help you figure out what it is that you need. What should you have in your makeup bag to be able to do a simple, natural, quick look that you can do in 5 minutes, and you can wear all day. So if you're interested in that, you can connect with me and I'd be more than honored to do that.
So guys, we'll put her contact information in the up above the video after the broadcast is over. So you can, if you want to, and I just encourage you, I mean, she said you can do it for free. I mean, you can't beat that price. Go ahead and have her do the virtual assessment for you. And at least you'll have some idea of simple things you can do or the combination of things that you already have. And maybe she can provide some tips for other things you can do. So Absolutely. That's a great offer. Right. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. And by the way, we do have one of the things that I'm really proud of in our company is that we have a whole array of foundations for women of color and totally white and see-through to the deepest shades. So we do have lots and lots of shades, which I think is extremely important. My husband is from India, and so my niece is probably darker than most people of color here. And it's extremely difficult for her to find anything that matches her skin and that she feels good in. And so we have all kinds of colors. So I think that's really important.
You know, it's really hard for people of color to find shades. So
what is your company name?
Lime Life by Alcone.
Oh, okay.
But I'll put the information up above this live broadcast. So guys, this was fascinating. Eva, I would love to just chat with you all night. We have a good time when we talk, but we try to keep this as short as we possibly can because we know that everybody has short attention spans. And so we are going to wrap this conversation up, but I want to make a couple announcements, guys. So for those of you who want a little bit more about how do you look good, have confidence, and be creative with your online presentations, I'm going to be doing a series of free webinars. National Entrepreneurship Week is coming up. It's not next week, it's the week after next. So that entire week, I am going to offer free webinars, and we may even ask Eva to come and join me for one of those. But we'll be offering those, and come. If you're 45 and older, if you're an Xer, a boomer, and you're thinking about becoming self-employed, you need to come and learn more about how that's done. If you are a speaker and you want to learn how to build your speaking business, you need to come to that series. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to learn how to use this whole virtual environment so that you can build your business, you need to come. So, and if you want to do a summit or a book in 2021, we've got a special course coming up for you. Mark your calendars. April 1st through the 3rd is going to be my first summit for the year. And I'm playing around with the name, but right now I am calling it Showcase Your Expertise, how you get seen, heard, inspired, and noticed as an expert. And that spells the word shine. So we want your expertise to shine. That's the goal of everything I do, to make sure that your expertise is shining. And especially in the virtual world, because this is all we have right now. So this is Angela Heath with TKC Incorporated, Dean of the Virtual Speaking Academy, signing off. We'll see you back here next Thursday, 7 p.m. in the Baby Boomers Make Money Facebook group, as well as Public Speaking in Cyberspace Facebook group. And also you can get information about the upcoming summit and the upcoming webinar series. Just instant message me on Facebook and we'll add you to the list. So guys, thanks for joining us, and we will see you all next week. Good night,
thank you.
everybody.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.